Hi everyone. So, in the last video I said I had a very big project in mind, but first I wanted to beat Marlboro Reds, which is a level I've had progress on for the longest time. And here we are. That was very quick, a lot quicker than I expected, to be honest. It only took me 2 days. One day was just the stream practice, and then it only took one session from zero, which was less than an hour and a half long, like an hour and 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. That was kind of crazy. I was playing out of my mind. I got past the really hard choke point for me 11 times in the span of an hour, and I beat the level, which is very cool. So, yeah, at this point, I'm gonna very soon reveal what my project is, so stay tuned for that. Follow my stream on Twitch. Name of the channel is Semifront. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Join Discord. And yeah, I wanna also use this video to talk about a topic which I think is really interesting. So for now, enjoy the completion. One day, I'll take it. Okay, dude. Okay, so that was my completion. I hope you enjoyed it. And I want to briefly talk about the level first. But honestly, I don't really have much to say about it. It is a really, really good level. Honestly, nothing to complain about it, other than probably like I would say the only thing I wish it was a little bit easier is the spam of 47%. That was the choke point of the level for me. The only thing I would actually nerf. Everything else plays super well, super consistent, super fun. It's really a 10 out of 10 level for me. So yeah, and the balancing is also, I would say, pretty decent throughout the level. There's nothing that sticks out to me like as it's much harder than anything else in the level. Again, other than the 47% spam. But yeah, that's about it. So I said I was gonna use this level as an excuse to talk about that topic, and that topic is progressing through jumping, which is an extremely like polarizing topic in the GD community. Some people say it's good, some people say it isn't. So a little background. Why did this level take me so long? So I started this in June of 2024, which is over a year and a half ago at this point. And back then, my hardest was, I believe it was either Chroma by Ren or Overnight by Nimda, which anyway are like insane demons. So it's not like I had an easy demon as hardest. And I think I saw this level on Zeronium's channel first, and I thought it was really cool. So I was like, yeah, why? I might give it a shot. Let's see if it's something viable. I would like to make this my first extreme. But I severely underestimated how much harder of a task that was compared to what I was expecting it to be. So first of all, I want to say like a little bit of digression. I think this level is super underrated, both on the NLW and the RDL. I mean, RDL is absolutely laughable. It does this level like 200 spots below Tuapeka, which is, don't want to even talk about that. But even on the NLW, this is placed in easy tier. This level is absolutely not easy tier. This is not an entry extreme whatsoever. I think this should be moved up by at least one tier, but maybe two. There are even people like Wolves, who is definitely like a super skilled player and extreme demon grinder, and he thinks this level is super underrated. So uh, at least like I have someone that backups my opinion. So definitely this level should be moved up. But hey, I went into it, of course, not knowing that this level was underrated. And what happened is that I started like playing the level, trying to get consistent at it, and it worked, but up until a certain point. So I very quickly like hit the point where I simply was not improving at the level anymore. Back then, my best run to 100 was a 41 to 100, which I fluked. And then I played this level pretty much like on and off for a year, and I could not replicate the run once. Like I got that one time, and that was about it. I could not get the run again to save my life, and I was not improving at the level whatsoever. So what do I want to say with that? When you're trying to do like a jump to a level which is much harder than your current hardest, and again remember I had an insane demon as a hardest, so it wasn't even that crazy of a jump. So when you are jumping, you're pretty much relying on your muscle memory in order to complete the level, because you're not to the point where you can feel confident with that difficulty, right? So the muscle memory is the only thing that you're trying to improve, but there is a cap to that. And like if your skill level is way below the gameplay difficulty you're trying to beat, then your muscle memory is gonna like improve up to a certain point, and after that you're simply not gonna improve at the level anymore, or at least that's what happened for me. So basically I got 81% back then, which I mean I was definitely capable of beating the level, but that felt like I got lucky. Like it didn't feel like I had improved that particular day compared to like the previous weeks. It just felt like I had a luckier attempt. So this is the reason why I ended up dropping the level, because that was just feeling wrong to me. In the sense that I was feeling like, yeah, I definitely can beat this level, but this completion is pretty much gonna be almost meaningless to me, because it's gonna feel like I just got lucky with the level rather than I developed the skill needed to beat the level. And that is a very interesting point that I don't think anyone talks about when talking about jumping. So it's just you're like brute forcing gameplay that you're not actually capable of consistently doing. You're just then spamming attempts from zero, basically, after a certain point until the lucky attempt arrives, right? And someone may argue that this is the case for every GD level you play, unless, of course, you're playing something like super easy for you, that you can one attempt or close to that. I really disagree with that. Like, sure, there's always going to be the element of luck in a hard completion, right? But there's a big difference between a level where you can at least get super consistent with everything, or a level where you, despite how much you practice, you are still inconsistent. Like you hit a cap, and after that point, you are not improving anymore. And that is what happened for me with this level. Like I just straight up stopped improving at it. Uh, I was playing at a certain level. After 3 months of playing, I was still at the same level I was 3 months prior. And yeah, that's the reason why I dropped it. I thought, yeah, maybe I simply need to get better at the game first. And I ended up being a lot more levels. And at this point, like the level that was the hardest back then, like I said, Chroma, I think, it's like my ninth hardest. And I even beat a level which is harder than this one. So this is not even a hardest for me at this point. And that like showed so much when I came back to this. Like As I said, I had one session of the Rust, and I could feel so much difference compared to before. I said that I wasn't able to replicate the 41 to 100 back then. I did it immediately. The thing where I noticed the difference the most is, as I said, when you're jumping to a difficulty, you're pretty much relying solely on your muscle memory because you aren't able to like visualize the timings and the gameplay in general that you're supposed to do. While coming back, I like had a lot more subconscious understanding on where I had to click, where I had to release, where to hit a orb in order to not die. Like all these things were felt a lot more natural. So that doesn't mean that I wasn't still using my muscle memory. Like of course I was, but that muscle memory was much more controlled. Like I felt I was visualizing much better when like my cube was going to go, my wave was going to go, all the stuff like which trajectory my ship was gonna take, and so sure I was still relying on muscle memory, but I had developed a much deeper understanding of the physics, and that is why I personally think, to conclude, that jumping is actually one of the worst things you can do in the game. I know that's a very like controversial take. uh it may work for some people. I simply just don't see working. Like for me, for sure, but I would say for like 99% of people, it just doesn't work. And as I said, I was still going from an insane demon. Like sometimes I read stuff like, "Yeah, my hardest is B. I wanna jump to Basureta." I'm like, "What?" Like, no offense, but if your hardest is B, you pretty much don't even know how the vast majority of the like interaction in the game function. That's not being harsh. That's just the reality. So just especially if you are a lower level, this is not because I want to demoralize you. This is just the best suggestion I can give in order to make you improve as fast as you can. Like play a lot of different levels, a lot of different skill sets. Don't just try to go to a difficulty you're simply not capable of handling, because that's just gonna feel awful. You're just gonna feel like you're climbing a wall that like it's unsurmountable pretty much. You're solely relying on luck, and you're most likely gonna get burned out, bored, demoralized, and you're gonna quit. And that's just what is gonna happen. You either like drop the level, as I did, or you simply just get bored of the game in general, which is a shame because this level is very fun. So by jumping, in most cases, you are not like speeding up your improvement progress. You're actually slowing it down because in the mean like let's imagine you end up beating the level. It's gonna take you so much more time than what like it will need to. In the meanwhile, you will be beating like 20, 30 other levels and get much better at the game compared to what you are achieving by just brute forcing the muscle memory for a single level. So you're just getting super specific muscle memory for that single level. But then if you're gonna play something different, then the muscle memory doesn't work anymore because the level is completely different. And you're gonna struggle. While if you get like confident with the skill required to beat a certain level, then every other level in the same skill range is gonna feel comfortable. And that, in my opinion, is like the biggest argument they have in favor of suggesting do not jump. Just make normal progression in the game. It's gonna be much more fun. You're gonna improve much faster. You're gonna earn more stats if you care about that. You're gonna be much less likely to quit. So yeah, tell me what do you think about this topic in the comments. I know some people will agree, some people will disagree. That's just what I think. That's just my experience with this level and with jumping in general. So yeah, I know that was maybe too long, but that's just my personality. I love to ramble about things, and for some people that can be boring. For other people, it can be interesting to listen to. So either they agree or disagree. Uh, if you came this far, like, first of all, thank you. Give a like to the video, subscribe if you're interested. As I said, very soon I'm gonna actually announce my project, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. Bye.